Hello everyone, and welcome to the monthly Max Meeting Blitz. Individuals and groups just like yourselves from around the world are assembling themselves together on this same call for a common purpose, which is to share a powerful message about a breakthrough health product called Ribosine that's positioned to change the face of nutrition forever. And not only does this breakthrough supplement provide great health benefits for consumers, but it's also uniquely positioning entrepreneurs just like you from around the world with a distinct competitive advantage in the marketplace. So if you take a look at the definition of a competitive advantage, it's an advantage that a firm has over its competitors, allowing it to generate greater sales or margins and to retain more customers than its competition. And folks, if you're seeking to own a business, wouldn't you want one with a competitive advantage? Every successful company has the following 3 ingredients as part of its blueprint. And if you have a pen and paper, please make sure that you're writing these down. The first ingredient is to have a competitive advantage. The second ingredient is to have proper timing. And the third ingredient is to have effective partnership. So let me read that again. Competitive advantage, proper timing, and effective partnership. And today we commonly think about Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, and other business giants who've deployed these same 3 strategies to recent success. However, the great news about these 3 elements is that you can think back to the latter half of even the 1800s for confirmation that these same 3 ingredients have created success and that these principles are timeless. So for example, many of you have heard of John D. Rockefeller. He started out by drilling for oil, but he changed the world when he standardized kerosene, which enabled the common man to have access to artificial light. And then later, the Edison and Tesla wars brought the electric light to the world, but instead of shrinking, Rockefeller chose to innovate. And he took what was otherwise a useless byproduct waste from oil, and he created gasoline. Another example is Andrew Carnegie, who changed the world when he took steel, which was originally used in small items like eating utensils, and he ended up creating a competitive advantage by refining the process so it could be used for building railroads, ships, and ultimately even the verticalization of the world in skyscrapers, and ultimately the automobile. Folks, there are many other examples of this blueprint to success being used for businesses around the world, but tonight's message isn't about them, it's about you. And the outcome of the decision that you'll make tonight will hinge on 4 simple questions. And again, I want you to be able to write these down. So the first question you need to be able to ask yourself is, what is it that you want? Are you listening to this because you seek better health and you want more information about how Ribosine can support a strong, energetic lifestyle? If so, fantastic. Or perhaps you're listening because you have an entrepreneurial drive that wants to spread its proverbial wings and fly. If so, fantastic. Or perhaps you're even looking for an outlet to have some fun while simultaneously making a little bit of extra money to afford the things that you want. All of those are awesome, and they're all possible because at Max, you are your own boss. The next question you need to be able to ask yourselves is this right for you? Now, I believe that in order to gain fulfillment and succeed in business, you have to align yourselves with what you love to do. Our business at Max revolves around the mission to deploy Ribosine to the corners of the earth and ultimately empowering optimum health. The manner in which we provide these distribution rights to our patented product provides entrepreneurs the opportunity to build impactful businesses. If health, nutrition, fitness, people, business, and philanthropy are all part of what makes you tick, we are absolutely confident that you will love being ambassadors of the Max products. The next question that you ask yourselves is, can you trust Max? This is important because trust is the epicenter of any successful business. If people hadn't trusted that Carnegie Steel would keep them safe, they would have never purchased it to build their ships, their rails, their skyscrapers, or their automobiles. And in similar fashion, you have to trust the Max products. And the great news is that the same thing that creates trust in our product also gives us our competitive advantage. Let's break this down. Let's go over the product. First and foremost, Ribosine is not guesswork. This has been published in over 20 peer-reviewed journal articles. So this is not guesswork. This is something that's been established. Second of all, if you do a search on the U.S. National Library of Medicine, you'll yield over 120,000 results on glutathione. Whereas if you were to do a search on vitamin C, you'll yield a compared 55,000. So the science is there to be able to back up what glutathione is as it associates with health. Another thing to be able to take a look at is that ribosine was discovered by a team of leading researchers and was captained by one of the world's most renowned research scientists of our time, Dr. Herbert Nagasawa. Now, time's too limited on this call tonight to be able to go over Dr. Nagasawa's resume, but here's a few quick points that you should pay attention to. First, he was a professor of medicinal chemistry. Second, he served as the senior editor and even editor-in-chief for the prestigious International Journal of Medicinal Chemistry. Third, he served as career research scientist for the Veterans Association, which is the highest scientific position available at the VA. And he's also published over 165 papers in peer-reviewed journals. So you can have confidence the beginning of ribosine and the current management of ribosine is being overseen by one of the brightest scientific minds of our time. The next thing to be able to take a look at is the practicality of why we would want ribosine to be in our body to support the production of glutathione. You don't have to look any further than to clearly and simply understand that every single cell in the human body is reliant upon glutathione. Glutathione is the body's master antioxidant. It's often called the maestro of the immune system and even sanitizer of your cells. This is the way that your body was designed, to have glutathione functioning at the cellular level of the trillions that make up your body. Everything from your heart to your lungs, kidney, liver, eyes, ears, skin, and more rely on glutathione for optimum functionality. Everyone wants better health, but folks, I don't see any way possible to make that happen without sufficient levels of glutathione. The other thing to consider is the fact that we live at a time where glutathione is under unprecedented attack. Consider the amount of stress that most of us live through on a daily basis. Think about people's poor diet choices. How about the lack of sleep? All the toxic air we breathe, or the commercialized foods that we eat. All of it are attacking glutathione at, like I said, an unprecedented rate. If we want the best from our body, we have to support it from the inside out, and that starts at the cellular level. And you can't look at health at the cellular level without considering the importance of glutathione and the roles that it plays for what you want. So that's a quick overview about the products, but as I mentioned, trust needs to be established in both the product and the business. So why is it that you can trust Max in the business sense? Folks, we are there to be able to support people just like you to be able to get started in a successful business. And unlike many of the other business options that are available out there, getting started with Max does not require bank loans, buildings, employees, and all of the other financial burdens that quickly put small businesses out of business. When you become a part of Max, you can focus on the revenue-generating activities rather than the business headaches. For instance, part of the corporate services that Max provides is all of the research and development needed for breakthrough products. We provide all of the customer service that you need in order to be able to place orders or handle any situations that may come up. We do all of the website creation and management. We'll do all of the credit card processing. We'll do all of the shipping of the products to your customers. We'll handle all of the international expansion and all of the other things that come along with the services that Max provides. Folks, making money as an entrepreneur is not easy. Don't let anybody tell you that, but it's absolutely worth it, and it can be fun. It's handsomely rewarding both socially and financially. As an example of the output of what Max has done, Max has paid out more than $150 million to people just like you who have taken the step of being an entrepreneur with Max. Folks, Max is operating in more than a dozen markets around the world, and we're opening the doors to you with that simple decision. The last question you need to be able to ask yourselves, is it worth it? Think about what the possible outcome means to you. Does having optimum health drive you? Is health and activity a core value? If you can see how taking ribosine can benefit you physically, then let's get started today. What are we waiting for? If you can see how joining the entrepreneurial revolution with Max can benefit you financially and socially, then once again, let's get started today. In closing, I want to be able to say one thing, and that is I want to thank you for investing your time tonight to being a part of this Max Meeting Blitz. Regardless of the decision that you make today regarding what benefit that you want from ribosine, either by virtue of a consumer and the health products that it can give you, or being a part of leveraging this competitive advantage to start your own business, we're excited to partner with you so that your dreams can be forged into truth and reality. So folks, once again, want to thank you for your time. So without any further ado, I want to be able to hand this call over to my good friend and $1 Million Circle earner at Max International, none other than Mike LeBrun. Mike, the call is yours.
Well, thanks, Dave. And now, what an amazing company we have to hear from our COO, Dave Bagley, talking about our products and science and how we can impact lives around the world. Thanks, Dave, for your time. Well, folks, my name is Mike Lebrun, and my wife is Lynn. We live in a small town called Alexandria, Ontario, Canada. Let me share with you why Lynn and I got involved with Max International. 1989 to 2002, for 13 years, my wife and I had one of the largest franchises in Canada. It was called Carlton Card Greeting Cards, and in the U.S., it's called American Greeting Cards. For 13 years, we were working an average of 70 to 90 hours a week, and that's each of us, with a lot of employees. You know what they say, one employee is one headache, but multiple employees is sometimes a migraine. And don't forget the hiring and the firing, the inventory to the tune of over $1 million. Working nights and weekends, working all holidays, that's every one of them, Christmas, New Year's, your birthday, your anniversary, and don't forget that's 7 days a week. And what about vacations? Well, there was none for 13 years because we were dedicated. People came and saw us because we were behind the counter 7 days a week. That's why we had a successful business. So in 2002, someone came to my door on a Sunday morning and said, "Name your price for your card business. I'm here to buy you out. We know the kind of money you make, and I've got some backers." So we made the best decision we ever did. We sold, and we took 5 years and traveled. And the most important thing is we had lots of fun. But in the back of our mind, we always knew eventually we'd buy another business. What? How? Never knew. Timing is everything in business. And if you're like myself and Lynn, maybe you're looking for extra money, or maybe a second income. Maybe you're looking for that career change, or you're retired and you're looking for a new challenge in life. That was my wife Lynn and I 8 years ago. Lynn and I were about to buy an ice cream franchise called Dairy Queen in Canada for $1 million plus. But then someone at the same time told us about Max International. Did we know at that time that this would change our life forever? We did not. So here's our story. March 11, 2007. The best phone call I've ever picked up in my life. Gentleman told me that this product changed his life. He had bought it from somebody, didn't know, couldn't know, forgot who he bought it from. I called the company, and I said to Steve Scott that day, I wanted to buy 3 months' supplies. Bought some in Ottawa, bought 3 months' supplies, one for me, one for my mom, and one for Lynn. I'm truly happy that I had not just bought product for me, but I bought it for my mom and my wife, because I was not the one that had the product experience. I did have after 90 days of using it, but my wife and mom did in 72 hours. And we're talking more energy, more focus, more drive. So the reason I bought the product was the company had just got started. It was brand new. We didn't have a whole lot of testimonials or even on the product side or the business side. When I asked him how much it cost and he told me $49, it blew me away. No, we're a franchise, a couple, and to me, I thought it was $20, $30, $40, $50, $100,000. I was literally blown away, and that's why we joined this business, because we saw the value. We joined, my wife and I. So not knowing everything about the compensation plan, but knowing enough that there was many ways of getting paid, that was enough for both of us. Our business background allowed us to understand that if you have a good product, if you have a great product, it's even better. That people need and want, money will follow. I built my franchise from $565,000 in sales in my first year to when I sold it doing over $5 million in sales. We knew we had found a perfect match at that store because we had things that people wanted and needed. We knew we found Max. We also knew that day we found something that we were looking for, though we never knew what it was. Now we're changing lives, people's lives around the world, one person at a time. We get to travel and meet people and change people's lives with this Max opportunity. When you take a look at traveling, because we're a franchisee, there was no place for travels. Because we were committed to our business, and we were there 7 days a week. No, last year we were in Thailand. We've been twice to Hawaii. We've been once to Mexico, Dominican Republic. Next year we're going to Greece. Where do you want to go next? There's no price on that. There's value on that. That's incredible. Now we are the company that people want to partner up with. We have a track record to the tune of $150 million that Max has paid out to people just like you and I. So how do you get involved in Max? Do what Lynn and I did. That decision to join, for us, changed our lives and a lot of lives from all over the world. Not only North America, South America, but the world. Pay that $49 and get yourself on the best value of AutoShip, which is a sports pack. And you can see now that this is a very simple system. But the potential is incredible. It can lead you to doing business in 12 countries worldwide. For Lynn and I, it's 13 flights of stairs because our office is in our home. So you might say to yourself, why would you want to join Max on top of what I've been sharing with you? Well, how about this? For everybody you come in contact with, affordable breakthrough products, low investment to start your business compared to a franchise, no education required. I always said to my dad always said to me, if you want to make a mark on life, very often it's through a business. And I did. I followed in his footsteps. My father retired. He was 42. I retired the first time I was 35. But you know what? I worked a lot of hours to get there. An international marketplace, terrific tax advantages, recognition, and rewards. Now, how many times do you go into work and your boss gets out of his chair and he goes to you and says, thank you for coming in, and everybody applauds you? That doesn't exist. The benefits from residual income. And the last that I want to share from Lynn and I is 3 key requirements when you get involved in Max. The first one is dream big. This is a place where you can dream, and dreams can be a reality because you are willing to work to get things done. Be willing to learn and unlearn the things you've learned in the past and the things you're going to learn in the future. So I want to thank all of you those that have participated in these home meetings. From my wife Lynn to me, have a remainder of a great day, and we will see you at the next Max event, wherever that may be.